see that right now.
Bro, that's human.
How may I help you?
Open the door!
I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Hey, what are you doing?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
This first video was shared by the YouTube channel Bia Haza, a creator known for documenting ambitious projects, business experiments, and unconventional lifestyle challenges. His content is usually fast-paced, entertaining, and calculated. But this upload was different. What started as a creative winter camping build turned into something far more intense and far more real. The goal sounded simple on the surface: solo camp inside his car in the snow. Not just sleep in it, actually live in it comfortably. Cook inside, stay warm, make it feel like a tiny mobile apartment parked deep in the mountains. But to do that, he needed to redesign everything. He lowered the sleeping platform to gain headroom, built a custom wooden shelving system, carefully measured around the curved interior walls, installed a countertop that doubled as storage, added a mini fridge, a portable power station, a larger battery so the car wouldn't fail to start in freezing temperatures. He even engineered a custom interior latch system so he wouldn't have to crawl through the car just to open the trunk from inside. Every detail was thought through. Heating, a Korean butane heater, used sparingly with a gas monitor to avoid carbon monoxide buildup. Cooking, a propane stove connected through a niche cut beneath the counter. Safety, fire extinguisher, bear spray, window covers for privacy, mesh over cracked windows for airflow. It wasn't reckless, it was methodical.
A couple more modifications, like this luxurious, state-of-the-art paper towel holder, and I also attached some mounting points that connect to the ones that are already built into the car, just so the shelf doesn't move around when I'm driving, and then a couple bungee cords to hold the items inside the shelves. And with that, we were off to a lot more adventure than I thought I had signed up for.
By the time he reached the snowy Sierra Nevada mountains, the setup looked surprisingly livable. Warm rug on the floor, compact fridge humming quietly, lobster tail sizzling in a pan, rice steaming, tea brewing. It almost felt peaceful, like a minimalist dream executed perfectly.
I made sure to bring some cooking supplies like this pan, of course, stainless steel without a non-stick coating, and also a cooler for a few items that I wanted on ice rather than in the fridge. Honestly, more comfortable to cook in here than I thought it would be. Plenty of space on this countertop and more than enough room for me to move around.
He covered the windows, turned the heater on briefly, ate dinner inside the softly lit vehicle while snow blanketed the outside world. For a moment, it looked like the plan had worked. Cozy, controlled, self-sufficient, until everything changed.
Hey! Hello, who is this? Can I help you? Hey! What can I do for you?
Open the door!
Around 11:18 in the evening, headlights approach. A vehicle pulls up right in front of him. But what viewers don't immediately see is that the car doesn't just park nearby, it blocks him in completely. A man steps out holding a flashlight and shines it directly through the cracked windows, blinding him. At first, Bia Haza tries to talk. Calm, controlled, asking what the person needs. There's no response, just silence, then pounding.
Hey! Hello, who is this? Can I help you? Hey! What can I do for you?
Open the door!
How may I help you?
Open the door!
I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Hey, what are you doing?
The man began banging aggressively on the windows, yelling for him to open the door. The tone shifted instantly. This wasn't curiosity. It wasn't someone checking in. The stranger grabbed the door handle, tried to force it, and inside the car, heart rate spiked. The cozy setup transformed into a trap. He attempted to drive, but the snow beneath the tires had hardened into ice. The wheels spun uselessly, failing to catch traction as the pounding continued. Then, the situation crossed another line. The attacker smashed through the window. Glass burst inward, scattering across his face and into the car. In that instant, it was no longer intimidation. It had become direct violence. His vision blurred as shards struck his eye, the shock of it momentarily disorienting him. Almost unbelievably, at that exact moment, the tires finally caught enough grip against the frozen ground. With just enough traction and a narrow angle to maneuver, he managed to squeeze past the blocking vehicle and get out of there. He drove away with impaired vision, and later learned that fragments of glass had scratched his eyeball. Treatment was required to restore clarity, and even watching the footage back was enough to send his heart rate surging all over again.
It's been like 2 weeks since this happened, and my heart rate still goes through the roof anytime I watch this back.
To this day, he doesn't know what the man's intentions were. Maybe someone who lived nearby and assumed the worst. Maybe paranoia. Maybe something darker. But one thing remains undeniable. Blocking someone in, smashing their window, and escalating with that level of aggression goes far beyond a simple misunderstanding. What makes this story so powerful isn't just the attack itself. It's the contrast. Hours earlier, he was plating lobster in a self-built camper, enjoying tea in the snow, confident in his preparation. He accounted for batteries, heat, cooking, ventilation, even wildlife. But he couldn't account for another human being. And that's the unsettling truth about solo camping, especially in remote areas. Nature is predictable in its own way. Cold is cold. Snow is snow. Batteries fail. Fire burns. But people are the variable you can't model. Let me know what you think. Was this a territorial local, a random act of aggression, or something else entirely? And after watching this, would you ever feel comfortable sleeping alone in a car in the mountains? I personally wouldn't. But as terrifying as that encounter was, sometimes the most disturbing discoveries don't come from confrontation. They come from stumbling onto something you were never meant to find. Which takes us to this next video shared by the YouTube channel Paul So Hard, a creator known for pushing boundaries on his motorbike. If there's a tunnel under the city, a fenced-off trail, or a path that looks too tight to ride through, Paul is usually the one attempting it. His videos are built around adrenaline, risk, and the constant urge to see what's just beyond the obvious route. Most of the time, that mindset leads to abandoned spaces, hidden rail lines, or forgotten stretches of land that feel disconnected from everyday life. In this particular upload, however, the adventure didn't end with a close call or a narrow escape. It ended with something far more sobering. Paul and a friend were riding through an overgrown area, simply exploring for fun, testing how deep they could go into a space most people would likely avoid. What started as another off-the-map ride slowly shifted in tone as the environment grew denser and quieter.
Oh, my bad. I was just trying to dig my bike a hole so I could come help you. And lay her down, brother. Where are you going with this?
Actually, yeah, bad call. Horrible call.
Drop the bars the other way. I got you. Here we go.
Push it.
That was actually mean. I'm sorry. I apologize. I saw the opportunity and impulse just kicked in.
I got it.
I'm sure I'll be getting roosted on this ride.
Eventually, they reached a train rail line cutting through the vegetation. For a moment, it still felt like a typical exploration, riding along the tracks, taking in the isolation of the place. But remote areas like that carry a different kind of silence, the kind where anything out of place stands out immediately.
Oh, no front, no rear brake is scary. Front tire locked up. Oh my god, that's all the brake we have. Good thing she was in gear. Bro, there's a human skull.
No.
Yeah, I think so. No, bro, come down here. No way, that looks like a human skull, guys. This is not what I wanted to find.
Bro, that's how fast I came.
Bro, look at that. Is that not a human skull?
I'm about to check her out.
I've been watching the Dahmer doc and like...
On edge.
Bro, that's human.
Oh, that is.
Like that's dead at, those are teeth. Did we call the cops?
I don't know about that one.
Like that is a human skull.
We'll carry it out there.
Holy crap, that is actually a human head. That is a skull.
I don't think I've ever seen one before.
Bro, that's teeth and everything, like.
That's the murder weapon.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, that's super scary. Should we take a photo at least?
Yeah. Like, I think we gotta go to the authorities on this one.
Action?
I don't know if I want to keep, like, I think we need to call the cops.
Well, call them if you want, but...
You don't want to be a part?
No, I'll stay here all day long.
Let me call my friend who's a cop. So I guess my friend said to call 911. That's not what I was trying to do today. That is wild, guys. We
just
found
cut this part out.
This part?
Yeah.
I'll leave this part in. I feel like this is good. No. Oh, there it goes.
How are they gonna get out here?
Are we going to put the cops on the back of our thing? Police. I found a human... we're off in the woods. We're riding dirt bikes and we just found a human skull.
Okay. Do you know where exactly you are? The park that you're at?
As they prepared to head back, Paul noticed something that didn't belong there. The energy changed instantly. What had been a casual ride turned into confusion, then realization. In spaces like that, you don't expect to find reminders of real human tragedy. And yet, that's exactly what they were looking at. The adrenaline drained away, replaced by the weight of understanding that this wasn't just an odd discovery. It was serious.
How you doing? Good. Yeah, we found a human skull back there. Okay. Through there, you can like gut through the fence and get there. Well, the cops showed up now. We're gonna go follow them. They're gonna talk to the homeowner and see if we can't sneak on by to get to where we want to go. But now I don't really know what's happening, but we're just going and seeing what's happening. So the people are actually gonna open up the gate, which is surprising. I didn't think they were, but to our surprise, they are. So we'll be able to go. Bro, this is getting crazy.
This is like how to get trapped in 101.
For real, but we're the cops, so we're good. Holy crap, we're actually going to find a human head. I wonder if they find the rest of the body. Like, I'm so intrigued. Yeah, I think if we go this way, we can get there too.
They contacted authorities and waited to meet them on the road, the mood no longer adventurous, but heavy and uncertain. There's something surreal about standing in the same place where, moments earlier, you were just riding for fun. Now, knowing you've stumbled onto something deeply personal to someone else's life.
I didn't see any other body parts.
Oh, I do.
Where?
Something right through there. That's got
Oh.
a piece of bone.
Yeah.
There's the rest of his backbone right there.
Yeah.
Must have washed out.
Right through here. Yeah.
Yeah, if you look.
My guess was
All the way up. See right there to your left. And then right there behind that.
Oh, there's another one, yeah.
a shoe. Holy. Oh, there's a bunch in there. Holy cow.
There's another one there. There's one over there. Holy
My
crap.
guess was
All the way up to
someone
the rail
jumped
tracks.
off the train. That was my first
Or
thought.
they got hit by a railroad.
Yeah, or
Now we got sent up to go get some more cops. So this is really getting crazy. I guess more units. Homicide is coming. Like, this ain't no joke out here. They are deep out here. How's it going?
For you though, bud.
I don't know where back here in this green belt they'd be shooting.
Yeah, no, I saw bullet holes up there. Yeah, normally we'd in and out of here, but y'all find anything else?
We really haven't been stepping around it, just
Yeah.
keeping it as clean as possible. He was wondering if you could get your phone number.
Yeah. I'm scared. I think there's bones in that shoe.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it till y'all said something.
How often do y'all get calls for this type of stuff? Or
This is my first in 7 years
no way.
for remains like this. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Usually we find decomps, but no.
Yeah.
First in 20 years.
No way. Well, thank y'all for y'all's service.
Blue and white?
Yeah.
My best guess is he probably fell, cracked, died, and then the floods came through and washed.
Gotcha.
Because it's been picked
At some
clean
point
by
it was.
buzzards, and I mean, I'm not surprised with your audience over there.
Oh, yeah.
Killing fields, when we used to drop deer off in our ranch, 3 days, they pick them clean.
Wow.
So I would not be surprised about that.
Wow. Awesome. Sweet. Well, y'all have a good evening.
When officers arrived and began examining the area, it became clear the situation was far more tragic than it first appeared. What had been spotted initially was only part of a larger discovery hidden deeper in the brush. According to the update shared later, the remains were identified as belonging to a person who had been living with dementia and had likely wandered into the area. The assumption was that an accidental fall caused fatal head trauma. Because the location was rarely visited, the body had gone unnoticed for a long time. In the end, the discovery brought closure to a family who had likely been searching without answers. And while it's heartbreaking to imagine someone alone in a place like that, so close to an active rail line, yet completely unseen, there's at least a small measure of peace in knowing they were finally found and properly laid to rest. It's a stark reminder that sometimes the places we treat as playgrounds for adventure hold stories we were never meant to uncover. But at least the discovery brought closure to one family. Although sometimes the risk isn't what you find in the wild, it's what you accidentally bring with you. And that takes us to YouTuber Campion. Campion isn't your typical camper. While most people pitch a lightweight tent and rough it for the night, he brings what feels like a portable cabin into the wilderness. Massive canvas shelter, wood stove, real furniture. His videos are usually slow, cozy, almost therapeutic. You watch for the crackling fire, the soft rain on fabric, the feeling of being warm and safe, far away from everything. But on this trip, that comfort almost cost him everything. On a gray, overcast day, he drove deep into a remote mountainous area, far from civilization, to set up camp once again. It looked like any other upload at first. Careful preparation, methodical setup, the promise of a quiet night in the woods. He raised the tent and began chopping wood for the small stove that would keep him warm. Rain was expected after dark, so he made sure everything was ready before nightfall. The mood was perfect for a cozy evening. Rain tapping against canvas, fire glowing inside, a book in hand. It felt controlled, comfortable. Once the stove was lit and burning steadily, he settled onto his sofa and began reading. Inside that tent, it must have felt insulated from the world. Warm air, steady fire, soft rain building outside. Then, everything changed in an instant. The tent suddenly collapsed, and he found himself thrown into chaos, exposed to the rain, smoke, and debris filling the air. What had been a calm evening turned into a dangerous emergency within seconds. What likely happened wasn't sabotage or anything intentional. It appears a small gas torch had been placed in the top compartment of the stove and forgotten. As the stove heated up, the torch heated with it. Pressure builds quickly under sustained heat. And, eventually, it has to release. Just moments before the explosion, he had gotten up to move the sofa, likely because it was getting too warm. That small decision may have been the luckiest one he made all night. If he had remained seated in that original position, the blast could have caused far more severe burns, possibly across his entire right side. There's no practical way he could have timed something like that intentionally. An overheated torch doesn't follow a predictable countdown. If he had known it was inside the stove, he wouldn't have stayed close to it. Instead, it seems to have been a simple but dangerous mistake, one that turned a peaceful camping trip into a life-threatening situation in seconds. He walked away with a burn on his arm. It could have been far worse. And just like that, the cozy night he had planned ended with him packing up soaked gear in the rain and leaving immediately. A harsh reminder that even the most comfortable setups in the wild can become dangerous the moment something is overlooked. And with that being said, we move on to this short clip that was filmed in the Blue River area of New Zealand. A region known for its dense forests, steep terrain, and stretches of land that feel completely untouched by modern development. A group of tourists had been hiking through the bush, casually recording their surroundings, capturing what seemed like just another peaceful moment in nature. And then, without warning, everything changed. Out of the trees, silent, sudden, and shockingly close, a local indigenous man appeared. No footsteps heard beforehand. No visible approach, just a figure stepping out from the forest itself. The energy shifts instantly. The laughter cuts off. The camera jolts. What was moments ago a scenic walk turns into a heart-racing encounter in the middle of nowhere. To understand why this moment feels so intense, you have to understand a bit about New Zealand's indigenous people, the Maori. The Maori are the original Polynesian settlers of Aotearoa, arriving more than 700 years ago. Their connection to the land runs deep. Forests, rivers, and mountains are not just scenery. They are ancestral spaces tied to identity, history, and spiritual belief. Some areas are considered tapu, sacred or restricted. And while most Maori communities today are welcoming and part of modern society, wandering into certain remote or culturally significant areas without permission can be seen as deeply disrespectful. What makes this clip unsettling isn't aggression, it's the isolation. The Blue River area isn't a busy tourist hub. In some parts, you're miles from help. No reception, no clear exit, no easy way out if a situation escalates. The man doesn't appear extremely violent, but he doesn't appear friendly either. And when you're standing in unfamiliar territory, that hits differently. I did my best to find out what happened after this clip was recorded. Whether it ended peacefully, whether anyone reported the encounter, whether there was any follow-up at all. But I couldn't find any updates connected to this video. So we can only hope the situation de-escalated, and that these tourists made it back to safety unharmed. But now, I want to ask you, if you were deep in a remote forest and someone suddenly stepped out of the trees like that, what would you have done? One thing is for sure, that encounter left questions unanswered. But this next story proves sometimes the tension doesn't come from a person. It comes from the place itself. This was shared by the YouTube channel Small Plots, where Kevin usually documents relaxed camping trips in overlooked corners of the world. His videos are typically grounded, practical, even lighthearted. But this time, he chose a location that carried a very different atmosphere. Instead of a quiet patch of woods or an urban green space, he decided to stealth camp beside one of the largest and oldest cemeteries in New York, Mount Hope Cemetery in Rochester, a 200-acre burial ground holding more than 350,000 graves. At first, it felt like a seasonal challenge. It was October, spooky season. Kevin openly admitted he didn't believe in ghosts, almost teasing the idea as he slipped in through a maintenance area to avoid being seen.
But otherwise, pretty open back here. I do have to find somewhat of a place to squirrel away. I'm going to try and get up and out as soon as possible, but I don't know when the maintenance people come. I do have sort of a backup escape route idea. I think if I just go over that way down a hill, I can get out without going back through that maintenance area, which is probably what I'll do anyway, regardless of if I hear maintenance people arriving tomorrow morning. Oh yeah, there's graves. There are the graves.
The cemetery sits squarely inside the city, surrounded by neighborhoods, sports fields, and roads, which somehow made the idea of camping there feel even stranger. Not isolated wilderness, not deep forest, just a thin strip of woods pressed up against thousands of graves. He found a small concealed patch only a few yards from headstones, close enough that he could see them through the trees, close enough to remember exactly where he was. As daylight faded, the tension didn't come from anything supernatural. It came from unpredictability. This wasn't an abandoned graveyard. It was still active. People walked their dogs there. Cyclists passed through. Workers would arrive in the morning. And Kevin was fully aware he wasn't supposed to be there.
It's nighttime now. Oh geez, I've been quiet for a while, and me doing that apparently disturbed something over there. I don't know. Tons of animals in this tiny little patch of woods. Some might call it a forest. But it's time to eat. I've got this thing ready to go. I'm gonna do something I've never done before. It's maybe a little unorthodox, or maybe like super common. I'm not really sure, but what I'm gonna do is I'm having hot dogs. I'm gonna just light this up, and I'm gonna cook the hot dogs on the flame of this thing. So, well, that was a delicious meal. Really can't complain. It's kind of like weirdly good. Didn't expect it to be that good, just cooking it right on the isobutane there. Yeah, strange night so far. I don't know if you're hearing that. What is that? It sounds like something falling out of the tree, but like, oh God. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm dealing with back here. A lot of animals. A lot of strange sounds. Nothing like haunting or anything like that. It's just deer. At one point, like, there was a deer that like ran maybe 5 feet away from me, and I just shined my light on it and saw it that ran away real quick. Like I said, I'm in a very small forested area in the middle of the city, so animals don't have a lot of places to go. Little small forested areas are very dense with animals. Still don't know what that was that I just heard. It was just like tick, 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 something just continuously happening on the other side of this tent. Not really sure what that was. I wish I could get more footage of the cemetery and everything, but even despite the fact that it's like 1 day away, maybe gunshot. Despite the fact that it was 1 day away, that it's 1 day away from a full moon, it's too dark to film. Yeah, well, like I said, middle of the city.
The night brought constant movement, leaves crunching, branches snapping, rustling that never fully stopped. Deer circled through the trees, only a few feet away. Small animals darted across the forest floor. At one point, he heard something that sounded like sticks clattering together. A hollow, bone-like knocking echoing from inside the cemetery itself. He tried to rationalize it. Probably antlers against wood. Probably people somewhere beyond the graves. Probably. But probably feels thinner when you're alone in the dark beside 350,000 buried strangers.
There's something walking closer to me. It's probably a deer, but I'm gonna do something just in case it's not. Okay, it stopped walking. Whatever it was, it didn't run away. I'm just gonna go with it. It's a deer. Oh man, I thought that was a deer's butt at first. Before I zoomed in, I thought that was a deer facing the other way. Yeah, well, this is what it's like here, next to the cemetery. You know? I picked up on that. Somebody went like a whistle sound. So there's definitely people in the cemetery doing something right now.
He could hear distant whistles, faint metallic sounds, occasional movement from deeper inside the graveyard, not close enough to identify, not far enough to ignore. The full moon, almost full, cast just enough light to outline headstones in silver, enough to see shapes, not enough to feel comforted. Still, nothing happened that he could blame the paranormal for. But the real shift came just before sunrise.
I'm not quite sure what that sound was, but I'm in the tent now. I'm gonna hang out for a little while. This isn't gonna be one of those videos where like you know, hear someone like on the tent and I'm like, oh, who is that? My tent is like, it's like half mesh, probably more than half mesh. You can see outside. I mean, I can't see. It's totally dark, but you know what I'm saying. There's no secrets to anyone on the outside of the tent. There's no secrets to anyone on the inside of the tent. Well, I'm probably going to update more with like weird sounds and stuff, but if I don't, I'll see you guys in just a second. There's been something, probably a deer, walking around me all night, all freaking night. Sometimes it gets close, sometimes I hear it a little farther away, and I think that's actually maybe that bone sound, that stick sound I heard was that buck maybe rubbing his antlers on stuff. I've heard that a few times throughout the night. I do know there's a buck walking around because I seen him. Oh no. I don't want to see that right now. That's most likely the workmen arriving for the day. It's like 6:30. Oh my god, there's just a vehicle over there. I'm screwed. I gotta go.
At around 6:30 a.m., Before the first light fully broke, headlights filtered through the trees. A vehicle pulling into the maintenance area, the exact place he had snuck past the night before. And then another light, another vehicle, workers arriving. Suddenly, the fear wasn't about ghosts anymore. It was about being caught. He had to pack up in near silence, surrounded by dry, brittle leaves that crackled under the smallest movement. Every zipper sounded too loud. Every fold of fabric felt amplified. The woods that had felt eerie at night now felt exposed in the gray light of morning. He realized the vehicles were parked right where he had entered. His original escape route was gone. If he moved too early, he risked being seen. If he waited too long, the woods would be fully lit. So he improvised, using a secondary deer trail he'd noticed the night before, quietly slipping away while the workers unlocked gates only yards away. He left just as the cemetery came to life for the day. And that's what made this trip feel different. It wasn't haunted figures or phantom joggers or ghostly children. It was the atmosphere of being somewhere deeply historical, deeply human, and technically off limits. Surrounded by graves in the dark, listening to unexplained sounds, knowing that if someone walked into the trees and shined a flashlight, there would be nowhere to hide. In the end, Kevin escaped unseen. But the tension of that morning, headlights cutting through the trees, vehicles idling nearby, the rush to pack and disappear, was enough to make him say he'd never do it again. So what do you think made this one feel so unsettling? The history? The isolation? Or just the realization that sometimes the scariest part isn't what's buried underground, but who might walk up behind you while you're trying to leave? And with that question lingering, we've come to this last clip, shared by the YouTube channel named Mo Sargi, a creator known for exploring remote and often unsettling locations. In this particular upload, Mo and a friend head deep into the Appalachian wilderness after drone footage reveals something strange near the water. A small, isolated shack tucked away far from any marked trail. What begins as curiosity quickly turns into something far more intense. Determined to investigate, they take a dangerous route down a nearly vertical mountainside, navigating rusted wire tangled in brush, sliding across loose rock, and even crossing active train tracks to reach the river below. They know they're racing against sunset, and in this part of Appalachia, darkness changes everything.
Okay, as you guys can see, we are almost down by the river. And I'm kind of nervous because there might be a bear here trying to drink some water, or some wolves, or Bigfoot himself. So let's see if we can see anything or anyone. Ugh. We're gonna regret this tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a painful day. That's for sure. Whoa! Now this is something beautiful. Wowee. Holy moly. Wow. Guys, this is so cool. Yep, this was definitely worth it. Oh my God. I've always wanted to go since I was a kid. Dreamt of going to a river that looks like this. Just like this. Wow. Holy shit. This is so beautiful. Whoa.
Their descent grew more treacherous with every step, but they pushed forward until they finally reached the water. The scenery is striking. Quiet, remote, untouched, yet neither of them feels at ease. The forest is dense and isolating, the kind of place where sound travels strangely and visibility disappears fast. Even surrounded by natural beauty, they can't shake the feeling that something is off.
Well, we made it up the mountain. That was the most Bro, that was the most horrendous thing
Dude,
ever.
my shoes got ripped.
I
I just bought these right now.
Damn, let me see. Hold on, zoom in on that.
Look at that.
Oh no.
You think I can crazy glue them back?
Probably, but we don't have any crazy glue.
All right now.
Oh my god.
That was very tiring.
I'm just happy that we got up here before it got dark.
Yeah.
Because we still have 1,000 steps to climb, right? Oh. Man, worth it though. Worth it. Go, 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 go. Oh, what the was that? What the was that? Run, 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 run.
As they finally reach the structure, strange clicking sounds echo through the trees around them. But that wasn't everything, because then they suddenly notice something even more unsettling.
Got someone there. There was someone there. There was someone there.
I think they're trying to keep us out of their territory.
There was clicking. There was actual clicking. Hey, we're not afraid of you. Well, maybe a little bit, but... Jeez. Jeez. There was definitely 100% someone there. What if it's following us, dude? Wait, what's that in the window? What's that in the window? Oh my god. Oh my god. There's a face. Dude, look at my screen. Look at my lens. You can't zoom in that far. There's a guy standing right there. Look at his face. Oh. What the fuck is that? Let's go, let's go. What the fuck is that? No, go, 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 go now. Go now. Oh my god. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Dude, I can't run no more. I can't run no more.
In the window of the nearby structure stands a human-shaped figure, completely still, as if it's watching. Whether it was a person, a trick of light, or something staged, the effect is the same. They are terrified. Disoriented and panicked, they lose the main trail as darkness begins to fall. The woods close in quickly.
No clue where the hell we are, but we're trying to make our way out. We took a wrong path somewhere in the darkness. As you guys can see, it's freaking dark. No bueno. Probably the worst thing we did is take a shortcut. We thought was a shortcut. Because if you guys noticed before, there were trails going left, right, and center. And now that it's dark, we cannot see a thing. Shit, man. This is the worst place to get lost. We are literally lost in the Appalachian forest. Let me show you guys how dark it is without night vision. Right now you can kind of see the skyline. Yeah, we're lost, man.
Not being sure what's the best to do, they decide to just keep walking in the hope that they stumble upon some kind of trail sign or path that they recognize. But eventually, they come across an old blast bunker, a remnant of the region's mining past. With no clear way out and night settling over the forest, they decide to shelter inside until morning.
Bro, this must have been something that was part of the mine shaft, you know?
Yeah.
Bro, let's just chill here tonight. I don't want to go any further.
I bet you this is probably what it's designed for. Like,
Shelter?
if you're like been walking for a long time, yeah, it's just like a little shelter, a hiding spot.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I mean, it's shelter for tonight.
Yeah, let's do this.
I don't know, like God is on our side. I mean, God's always on our side, but today God is on our side extra.
We got lucky.
We're still not out. We still don't know where we are. We're still lost. We're gonna, I think, wait out the night here.
Yeah, we can deal with that problem tomorrow. And we have a baseball bat right here, so if anyone tries to come at us, we got the bat. And maybe we can even take turns, like, staying up kind of thing.
Yeah. I think I want to take like a nap.
Yeah.
And then...
I can stay up first, because...
Off camera, I was a mess. Like, I didn't film it, but Aldo filmed it.
Yeah. We were, like, passing out.
Dude, I collapsed, dude. It was just too much.
I think we both were challenged in this video. We really pushed ourselves to the limit.
This was probably the hardest video I've ever done.
They settle inside the bunker, though tension doesn't fade. They take turns staying awake, listening to every distant rustle and unexplained sound outside. In a place this isolated, imagination and reality start to blur easily. But when daylight finally breaks, they take their chance to find their way back out.
It was a tiring night, man.
That was creepy, man. We actually, as you guys saw, we took turns staying awake, but I guess the sun is finally coming out, So soon everything's gonna be lit up, but we can actually start to see now. So
Yeah.
we can probably start finding our way out of here.
But we're not at the woods yet. We still have quite a bit of a hike out of here. Like
Yeah.
a lot of a hike.
How's your battery doing? Mine's almost dead.
Eventually, the two did find their way out of the woods. The relief is obvious. And so is the decision they made. They won't be returning. So what really happened deep in the Appalachian wilderness? Was it simply confusing terrain and heightened nerves? Or was there truly someone, or something, watching them from that window? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now that was all for today, folks. If you enjoyed these horrifying clips, click to see more on the video on screen.